Throwdown Nation, we are live on a Saturday morning. It is me and my brother from another mother, Chris Page of CCP Podcasting. We're just here to basically talk a little wrestling, talk about tonight's Saturday night's main event, and talk about some indie stuff that is going on in various parts of the country. How you doing, Chris?
Man, it's Saturday. It's 9 o'clock in
It
the
is.
morning. Usually this time of morning we're on with some show on our platforms, but I told the guys that we had to sit down and do this today. I really am excited for what we're partnering up with, as well as with ILWPod and hitting the buckles over in the UK.
For sure.
Doing some we're all just kind of coming together and doing some stuff together. And this is the first show really of that deal, kind of, if you will. We're going to bounce from platform to platform. We're going to talk about all kinds of wrestling and all kinds of good shit. And at the end of the day, I think there's going to be so many creative minds here that have different views, different opinions, different eyes on professional wrestling as a whole, from the main feds all the way down to the independent scene. I think it's a marriage made in heaven, and I'm excited, man.
Absolutely. And by the way, I absolutely love your shirt.
Yes, sir. You can
give you your flowers.
Do me a favor. No. Do me a favor. I want you to clip this because I'm going to throw it out there. Send it to me.
Okay.
So this shirt, by the way, is from arguably the dude who had the best independent wrestling show in 2025. And I'm talking about Richard Holiday. This is Richard Holiday's shirt. I got it straight from Mr. Holiday. He sent it down to me. You guys can pick yours up at prowrestlingtees.com or head over, shoot him a DM, let him know you're interested in getting a shirt. I'm sure he'll get back to you. We had an opportunity to sponsor a couple of stuff, a couple of matches or talents, if you will, for his narcissistic behavior event. And brother has it going on. He has had the best 2025, and I cannot wait to see what happens with him in 2026. So I appreciate you pointing out the shirt, but let's throw the love out there to Mr. Holiday and give him his flowers, because that's the brother that's out there doing it.
Oh, for sure. Man, I need to work in 2026 on getting Mr. Holiday on the Throwdown.
Mr. Holiday is a very busy guy. I did get an opportunity to sit down with him for 20 or 30 minutes. That show's over on our YouTube platform. It was going into narcissistic behavior. We talked a little bit about the show, and I had a blast with him. That was the only conversation this year that I was super nervous about, and was just like I had butterflies for. And I've talked to a lot of really great people this year. Barry Darso just the couple weeks ago. But like there's and a whole lot more, but Holiday was the only one that I was like, fuck, I can't fuck this up. I can't screw this up.
Yeah. You occasionally get those episodes that kind of give you a little bit of the butt pucker.
I was nervous, man. Nervous. I'm telling you, that was a show. But nonetheless, we're put in positions to either succeed or fail. And I think we had a really good interview. I think I talked to him the night after he successfully retained the ACW championship over Matt Riddle. Chest was just blistered. I mean,
no doubt.
Yeah, I know that he didn't get out of that show till midnight or 1 a.m. and was up and talking to me at I think it was like 10 or something my time. Unreal, or 12 or something. But whatever it was, I had a good time with him. It was fun.
Gotcha. Well, as you may be able to tell from this, it is cold here in Atlanta. I'm sitting down here in the basement of the house. There's no heat down in the basement, so I'm basically just kind of doing this. My wife's a knitter, and she made me this hat a while back, so I'm wearing that. But I figure we can just start with just some quick predictions about Saturday night's main event.
Those pictures.
I ran across this morning and it just cracked me up, so I had to throw it on here.
I love that. That's great. That's fantastic. This wins the day, and the day's just started.
Absolutely. So tonight, is the end of an era, so to speak. We've got what is supposedly the last in-ring appearance by John Cena. And they were initially saying that Cena Gunther was going to open the show. That apparently is what Cena wanted. But the powers that be at WWE, it sounds like, basically put their foot down and said, no, we're actually going to close the show with you and Gunther.
Ooh. Yeah,
So,
I think that's the smart move. I mean, and here's why. I think who did I talk? I think I talked to Dallas Dash about this the other day, literally the other day. I think you build the whole show tonight should be a total nostalgia to Cena, and I mean, I'm talking vignette after vignette after vignette. I'm talking about the matches themselves should have some throwbacks to Cena in them in some form or fashion, because this is a pretty big fucking deal. Now,
it is.
I've never been the biggest John Cena fan, don't get me wrong, but I have spoken to a lot of the younger generation, and I know how influential he has been on their careers, and they are entertaining me today. So that in itself makes me say, hey, we need to do this the right way. This guy has been Super Cena for so long, he needs to go out like Super Cena. And I do think that that's the smart move to make. And I understand John Cena wanting to start the show because obviously, how in his eyes, how much bigger do you start the night? But in the Fed's eyes, I can also see it, man. Like, is anything going to top this?
Right.
And I don't think so.
So anyway, so I had done this slide deck the other day and had put Cena and Gunther, on first because that was the word. Cena apparently wanted to go first and basically have the majority of the show be for, they're doing kind of an NXT versus main roster theme for the rest of the show.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so regarding Cena Gunther, do you think this is actually going to be Cena's final in-ring?
That is a very good question. And what I have learned throughout my time in and around professional wrestling is that you never say never.
Right.
I don't think that this is the last time we'll see Cena in the ring. It may be the last time we see him in a WWE ring, but I don't think it's the last time that we'll see Cena in a ring. No, I'm not implying that he may go to AEW. I'm just saying that there are a lot of wrestling rings out there, and you can't tell me that this guy who's dedicated so much of his time to professional wrestling is not going to step back in a ring, whether it be to train specifically or to get in there, not necessarily be on television doing it, but is he going to get back in a ring? Absolutely. Is it going to be on TV? I don't know. Doubt it. Probably just be, in the ring training and getting some other stuff done. But I do think that this is going to be special. I think that it's going to be a massive war, to say the very least. It doesn't end, in my opinion, without Gunther choking him out.
Right.
Gunther ended Goldberg, run, had his retirement match, and haven't seen us. Like, this could be another layer to the Gunther character as far as a career ender, if you will. Like, if they want to build him that way moving forward, he could be the guy that has those last matches and, finally somebody knocks him off, years from now. This could be a major start to a very long-term character story arc, and that's kind of what I'm hoping for.
I could see them sort of turning him into sort of a neo legend killer type of thing, a la Randy Orton back in the day, but with basically a collection of scalps on his mantle.
Facts.
I mean, here's a question: will Cena tap or pass out?
I think he taps.
Really?
I don't think Cena, if it's his last match in the E, you got to tap out. I mean, passing out, it stops the match. It puts him over, puts Gunther over. He wins. Tapping him out, though.
Yeah.
That's kind of moment.
That's a bigger deal.
Facts.
Sure.
And if Cena can't go on first, do you think he's not going to go out putting over someone as strongly as possible? I think if anybody thinks anything less than that, you're crazy.
For sure. My take, I think, Gunther gives Cena the old Yeller treatment, puts him down, and then I think at the end of the show, Dwayne Johnson shows up and basically says, "I'm on the board of directors. This is no longer your last match. You and me at Mania."
I'm sorry. I got distracted by the chat. My ADHD kicked in.
Oh, Dwayne Johnson.
You think Rocky comes out and they do this spiel and they go one more time? I mean, I don't know about that. I don't know. I don't know if I would be into that. Not saying that the wrestling world may not shit a brick, but that is within the realm of possibility. However,
right. I mean, I'm not saying I like it either, but I think that would also be a way to tie up that loose end, because the whole Rock and Cena thing kind of just faded into oblivion after really after that one appearance where Cena turned heel, and this would be a way to kind of tie that up.
Right, but that also shits on the whole concept of this being his final match. And now you as far as the fans in Washington go, that would piss me off as a fan, you know what I mean? Like, that would be like,
right.
Wait, hold on. We were supposed to get something special, and not saying that seeing Cena in 2026 is not special enough. It's just, as a fan, that would be like, what? I would lose faith. I would make me stop watching, for real. Be like, wait, no. So that's why I say, I don't know about that. But I also could see something like that transitioning and playing out. It may not be an immediate thing, but it's going to have to be sooner rather than later if they're going to pull the trigger on that.
For sure.
I just, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. It gives me a bad taste in my mouth. And no, Goth, Cena is not at chapter 3.
So let's see here. Moving on to, this is the first of the main roster versus NXT, Bayley and Sol Ruca. This one will be, in my opinion, fine for what it is. I think, at this point in her career, Bayley can take losses with no real harm to her spot or her standing. So I think Bayley puts Sol Ruca over clean.
If they're going to be pushing Sol Ruca, this is a perfect opportunity to do that, and I see that logic too. Bayley can bounce back pretty quickly, and if they're going to mark Sol Ruca as the next one, the next female to get your eyes on. A win here does a lot. It's on national television. Well, it's on national television. It's on Peacock. And so you got the options here. I think it can work.
Right.
I could also see on the backside of that, Matt, I'm sorry. I could also see this being a moment where one of those situations with Sol Ruca where she has it's right there, but the experience of Bayley could see the wind go the other direction, and it'd be one of those moments to where I was so close. Now it's just going to make me want to try that. Go that much harder. Not try that much harder, but go that much harder. And it would give a kind of a little mini redemption story for Sol Ruca, which could also do the same thing, making her that, getting that attention on her.
Gotcha. I just noticed over on the Instagram chat, our boy Martin Cardia just joined us.
What's up, Martin? How are you, buddy?
He's a good dude.
He's a good brother, man. He is. Yeah. He is. I like Martin.
This one's got the potential to steal the entire show. Colosi and I were talking about this match the other night, and the funny part is, Javon Evans and Leon Slater, you take them and combine their ages, and they're still younger than AJ Styles.
Yeah, facts. Fucking facts. You want to talk about a match that I have my eyes locked on? It's right here. We have been following Leon Slater for years. Before he was in TNA, before over in the UK through North Wrestling. He ran there as their champion for like, I think, a year and a half, maybe 2 years. His stuff across the UK and into some of the, oh man, this guy right here. Just you guys here, if you've just been exposed to Leon Slater just with his TNA run, look out, because you haven't seen a fucking thing yet. No. This guy they call him the youngest in charge for a reason. He is talented. You put that with Javon Evans, holy shit. I know
that Swanton 450 is just a thing of beauty. I mean,
these two right here. I don't see them winning the tag titles here because I think they put the belts on the line. I would love for them to, and it'd be a shock moment, but I don't think it's going to happen here. However, I think this match really solidifies. If they needed any further solidification, this match does it. As far as where they're going to be, and what's mind-blowing, their age.
Martin just said he's watching Rev Pro in Cardiff tomorrow. He said Leon pulled out for this show, but I don't blame him at all.
I mean, do you blame him, Martin? Because I think when he comes back, he's going to have more popularity and be able to sell more tickets for whatever show he chooses to do. I think it's dope. And, I think it's going to be great. I think AJ and Dragon Lee are going to make these guys look, pun intended, phenomenal. In either direction it goes. This is one outside of Cena's last match. I would make a point to sit down and just enjoy, because it's gonna be fireworks.
Oh, for sure. When Colosi and I were talking about this match the other day, it occurred to us with AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, if you do kind of a mashup, you get AJ Lee.
You do. I don't know, man. I mean, who you got winning this? Where would you like to see this go?
Well, I think AJ and Dragon Lee will retain, but it's going to be one of those things where, like you said, if they wanted to really pull off a shocker, have Javon and Leon go over. I mean, I would really be happy with either outcome. Honestly, a match that I would just absolutely be over the moon to see would be Javon and Leon against Fraxium.
Triple threat tag match. Let's go.
Yeah.
I mean, individually, yes, but do it as a three-way dance. Throw in AJ and Dragon Lee.
Yeah.
Let's see some real fireworks. Let them go to work.
Yeah.
Especially if this is AJ's last run. If he's coming into his last year, which is where all signs are kind of pointing. Yeah, they need to let him just have fun and be AJ. Because we all fell in love with AJ Styles many decades ago. At least 2 for me. And let him, and to see him go out on his own like that would be dope.
The thing that's really cool about AJ is, he still lives in Gainesville, Georgia, which is only about 30 minutes from me. So, I mean, I keep hoping one of these days, just being out and about in that area, I'll cross paths with him. It hasn't happened yet, but still hoping.
Don't be stalking Gainesville, Georgia.
Nah. And then we've got Cody Rhodes and Obafemi. Colosi and I were talking about this one the other night too, and to me, this is one of these matches that the booking is a little tricky because, you really can't necessarily have Oba go over clean on Cody, but you can't really have Cody go over clean on Oba either, because you don't want what amounts to a main roster debut. You don't want Oba to look weak. I think we see Drew McIntyre interference to probably cost Cody the match. I think Oba goes over, but there's going to be shenanigans.
So who's Oba feuding with within NXT? I know that he just defeated Ricky Stanks to regain the championship. Has anyone really stepped up? Because I've admittedly not watched NXT. I'm more an indie guy. So
Right.
fill me in on kind of what's been happening on NXT to get us to this point. And then I obviously know what's been happening with Cody to get us to this point. So let me see the Oba side of the equation, and I'll see what I would do.
The other night, Javon Evans won the Iron Survivor thing, and so he had basically an NXT title shot. He cashed that in Tuesday night and took on Oba. And during the course of that, he pretty much had Oba beat, and Ricky Saints came down and basically yanked the referee out of the ring and turned heel in the process. So, it's not entirely clear who Oba is feuding with. I would guess it would be a newly heel Ricky Saints, perhaps, just kind of continuing that whole thing, but it's not entirely clear. And then there's some involvement with what's his face, the mob guy,
Tony D'Angelo.
Yeah, Tony D'Angelo. Yeah, he's okay, now.
So here's what I think. I got what you're saying. I think this is a smorgasbord. I don't think you get a finish here. I think this is going to be one that they that's there to gauge reactions. But this is one you don't have to have a definitive finish on. So thinking about the card altogether, if we go back, we know that we're going to see Gunther's going to defeat Cena. If Cena beats Gunther, I don't know what that does for Gunther. So I have to deduce that Cena's beating Gunther, and we know that that's going to be definitive. If we know that the tag title match, we know that that's going to be definitive. So by our logic of to make someone even in defeat, we know that AJ and Dragon Lee are probably going to do that with Javon and Leon. So we go to the women's match. This is one that you kind of have to have, in my opinion. Sakara, what's her name?
Salruka.
Sorry, that you have to have Salruka go over on Bayley.
Yeah,
because if this is thrown out, it's the only way that everything could track and make sense and deduce logistically on a booking standpoint. NXT has a win. We know that the Javon and Leon are going to look like rock stars in their match. They're going to come out way cleaner on the other side in defeat. Then you have this situation. So that would be how I would run the show tonight.
Yeah. So, before we get into talking indies, one final question. In your opinion, who is the man in the mask that's been showing up and causing havoc, orbiting the division?
I don't know. It's one of those things to where that obviously several people have already played the man in the mask.
Right.
So it's one of those things. I don't think that it has anything to do with Seth Rollins, because that's just
No.
like, if it does, then that's you're being set up for disappointment when the mask comes off, right? So
Right.
if it's not, I mean, I feel like I feel like that they're setting themselves up for failure with this the entire way around. I don't think
Yeah.
this ends well for whoever's underneath the mask. I could be wrong, and I hope that I am. I've heard, rumor and innuendo, Austin Theory. I've heard several other names, but Austin Theory seems to be the front runner within the IWC, which automatically makes me want to go another direction. So, I mean, I could be wrong, but it's just one of those things. I don't know who it is. I just hope that when the mask comes off, it's worth it. The payoff's worth it, because this is one of those situations to where fandom is everything. And it seems to be like people will flip a switch real quick versus letting stuff play out. Oh my God, I hope not. But I just we'll see. It better not be, Paul. It better not be. If it is, I quit. I'm only going to do indies moving forward.
Yeah, this was another topic Colosi and I were talking about the other day, and I'm going to pretty much, unfortunately, go with the prevailing sentiment that it'll probably end up being Austin Theory. Who I want it to be is actually Ethan Page. I think he would be a great fit for the Vision, and I think it would be a great main roster debut for him. So
I could see that. I could armchair quarterback that, because there's the affiliation with Chelsea Green, who's already been main roster and is main roster. So like there could be some legs to that. I mean, I think there are a lot of people who could benefit from it, but I just think that they need to get to it sooner rather than later, because if it's not going to be a big, oh my God, moment, then the longer this draws, I think the more damage it's going to do.
I agree. I hope it's not Jericho.
I would love for it to be Jericho, just so everybody would shit all over it. And then, he would get the last little run and go from there. But I don't know, man. No, I was just kidding. Just because you said you didn't want it. Anyone but Matthew Ennis, I'll be okay with.
Yeah. Mr. Ennis and I are having our differences these days.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Oh, he lost the championship, Matt. I was there.
Yeah, I
got the 3 count on camera. I've got it, and I will. Nice. I cannot wait. I'm getting something special for him.
So tell us about the show.
Oh, all right, real shit. So, real talk. First of all, the HOC has done a phenomenal job the entire way around. This was, for me, being there and having the opportunity to, be granted permission, number one, to film some stuff. So I took my camera down, and I wasn't gonna abuse anything. I got entrances for just about everybody. Now, there were a couple that I missed because I had to use the bathroom, whatever. I wasn't there for, but I got most of the stuff, and I did get some 30-second to 1-minute clips of the students in the ring, like, because I wanted them to have this. And I've just gone through all of the footage that I got, started putting some stuff together to send out to these guys and these girls, because they did a fantastic job. This was huge. They sold 340 tickets to the show, and it was incredible. The wrestling in the show was great, don't get me wrong, but because we have been able to talk to so many people and so many students and coaches from the HOC and have built a little bit of a relationship with them, that it for me, it wasn't about the show, although the show was great. it was about watching these students and these athletes get in there and have their moment that they've been working all year for.
Yep.
Different feeling, different perspective. Like, I can't even say I was there as a fan because I don't know what that was and what the feeling was to see each and every one of them come down to me. They walked right past me. And I got to tell every one of them, go get it, go.
Yep.
This is your moment. There's a clip that's already out there of Reese Maddox when he came down. Man was on fire, and I was like, go get him, rookie of the year, baby, because I mean that shit.
Oh,
That
for sure.
guy, like it's a different feeling. It's a different feeling. It was a fantastic show, and the crowd was with it.
Let me just pause you for a second, Chris. I just want to make note. Mr. Austin Aries just showed up in the Instagram chat, so definitely
shout out Mr. Aries.
Hello to him. He was a really great guest. Look forward to hopefully doing something with him again in the future.
Oh man, I'd love to chat with him if he's ever available. I will, if he's interested, I'll be more than happy to. But shout out to you, Mr. Aries. Thank you for popping in. It was just a different feeling, man. It was a different feeling. And there were debuts here from students who have been working some of them for 14 and 15 months to get that opportunity. I'm telling you, brother, it was raw and it was real. And I don't know how else to explain it. Like, when the show comes out and it's actually available, obviously I'm going to be able to watch it back. And then I think I'll be able to watch it as a fan. Yeah. But it was just so different. And I was there. I don't know how to explain how I was there. It was like an out-of-body experience because I was celebrating each and every one of them as they were coming to the ring and they were getting their moment. But we got some really good shots for them. I went through literally in the last day and a half and edited all of it down. Got everything labeled and started DMing them. Here you go. Yep. I just want you to have this. Different angle, different perspective, different lens. And use it if you want to. And it was great, man. It was great. The show was fantastic. Massive shout out to Jamie Stanley and Renee and Coach K.
Oh, for sure.
And Bo.
I've actually got Renee coming on the Throwdown in early January.
Oh, that's fantastic. It's Mama Hawk is great. Great. On the way out, I just said, let me know when, and we'll do it all over again. Yeah. And I mean it.
Absolutely. But and Ennis dropped the belt.
He did. That was my favorite moment of all. It did, I will say this. I did throw a post out this morning on our social media. I dropped his entrance. I may not like the guy and we may have issues, but I will give him credit that the brother has an eye for ring gear. I'll say that.
He does.
I'll give him some credit because he upgraded his gear and it looked great. You'll never hear me compliment him again, but the ring gear looked fantastic. And it just made me want to hate him that much more. So well played.
I tell you, happy as a clam for Max Danziger.
Listen, wait until you see this. You've got to see it. That was I was sitting down and I think I was talking to somebody actually before the show, like weeks ago when we were JB actually off air. We were chatting and I told him, I was like, here, if I'm in this position, here's what I'm going to do. And that's exactly what happened. And I was shocked. I went, damn, because I told JB, said, Danziger's leaving with the belt. If A, B, and C happens, like there's no reason for it. And I love how they did it. Max always comes out with that briefcase. It was not in his hand. It was not seen the entire show. There was it was mentioned on commentary that that he had this contract. When the fact that it came down to Max and Mo, and if you know their story and you know how it tracks and how it plays, because this is a year-long thing, actually longer than that. It comes down to Max and Mo. And Mo finally beats him. Finally. Like, it's been a year plus. Every opportunity that Mo has had to succeed, Max has taken from him. From even getting the contract, Mo was right there, his fingertips away, and Max was with the chair. So everything that this has done and every piece of storytelling here that goes back and back and back culminated right there. That place went ballistic when the 3 count happened for Mo. The celebration and how it was done, fucking fantastic. Laid out nicely. And then I'm looking at Max and he's not leaving. And I looked at Danny and I nudged him and I said, here we go. He was like, what? I said, watch. I got the whole cash in. I got it. I'm not going to play it. I'm not going to air it. I'm not going to put it out there until this show airs for the HOC. But as soon as I saw that it was a thing and I felt like it was happening, I went, he's looking for the fucking briefcase. Mo is celebrating with his wife in the ring. This thing, they've brought the wife down. It is gone on. This was well fucking done.
Heartstring moment.
It was there, and then it happened, and you just the entire and the energy in the entire room just went. You heard the collective gasp. It was, and then it happened, and I went, because it's such good storytelling. And fun fact, I can announce this because I'm going to drop it later on today. Keikoa is going to be joining us a week from Sunday on the 21st at 8 p.m. And we're going to sit down and we're talking about House of Champions and this show specifically, because this was really important. It was huge on so many different levels. And that was a piece of it. Fantastic. It was done. The whole card was great. It was great. And how they layered it and how it structured it. It was solid. They should be proud of themselves. And they being the coaching staff and the students, like, they should be patting themselves on the back here, because they really delivered a quality show and did it in front of the largest crowd that they've ever had. That's what I'm saying. There were so many intangibles and so many different things in the air here that made this night so special. I couldn't be anywhere else. I refuse to be anywhere else, only because this is what I know to be the first of what will be more future sellout shows for them in buildings that size, if not bigger in the future, because that's where the HOC is headed. It's being in the wrestling business in the late 90s and not being in it from 05-ish on. I only have my experiences that I can personally relate to and how I was brought in and how I was trained. Like, if I had the education and the training that these guys get and that they get to, that they do every day or every week, maybe I'd still be wrestling. However, this coaching staff cares. They're not going to put you in a position to fail. They're not going to put you in a position to where you're not going to learn from your experiences. I've said it for a year. There's something special going on at the HOC. And
for sure.
You really have to check it out. And if there are talents that are out there, it's not just a place for beginners. Like, there's all kinds of different things. Like, you check them out. TheHOCpro.com, baby. Check them out. You're not going to be disappointed. That's a free plug. That's shameless.
Absolutely. I mean, and I've had enough HOC people on the show. Without exception, the passion that the people associated with HOC have, and the true and genuine sense of family there just exudes from these people, and that's special. Because I've I've had people from schools around the country, and there are a few others with that same vibe, but I mean HOC is just something unique and something special and something that needs to be nurtured and really give them their flowers.
Yeah, and so here's what you're going to see, and this is again my favorite match on the show wasn't the Legacy of Champions matches. It wasn't Slade Porter and Street God, which had a massive story behind it. It wasn't what was the other? There was another. It wasn't a triple threat with Khan and Jamie Stanley and Bowen. My favorite match and the one that I was looking forward to the most was the Future Champions Battle Royal, because these are the guys that we've been seeing clips of on social media all year. And it was the first time that they were in the ring. And when I tell you that when you watch the show and you see the energy that they have and how excited they were and are for what is about to go on in their careers and in their journeys. And these are the crop of talents that we have not seen on the HOC programming. These are the guys that are coming. They're the next gen or 2.0, if you will, of the HOC's talent that you're about to start seeing. It was great, and they crushed it. Absolutely crushed it. Our boy Gage debuted. It was fantastic. I dropped that clip of them entering the ring, all of them. Every one of them. They all came out, and I got, yes, you guys need to take your moment because you deserve it. You deserve
Absolutely. Love Gage to death. He is just a great human being.
I know. He commentated a little bit at chapter 1 on my live stream, and we're waiting confirmation that he can do it for chapter 2. I hope that he can. I know that we've made a boo-boo and did not ask permission before we did something, and that was my fault. I didn't think about that, and I take full responsibility for it. Not that anything happened, but I told Gage that let's go through the proper channels and make sure that they're okay with you doing it, because if you're not greenlit, then you need to stay within the HOC so that they can guide you and coach you and get you to where they're comfortable. Because again, I not thinking about it from that perspective at that time, I was like, wait a minute, that's 100% right, because they want to make sure you're 100% ready for every show that you may encounter, and I can respect that. So,
for sure,
waiting to see that. He said that he would find out for me this week, and I said, cool. We'll just wait on doing any kind of announcements or anything like that for him until we know 100%. But I'd love to have him, and when he does get greenlit, we'll be seeing him on a chapter down the line. 100%. His energy is fantastic. I can't wait for you to see what he did in the ring. It was great.
Absolutely. So, what do you have coming up in terms of content on CCP Podcasting?
Oh, child, what do I not have coming up? So, every week we're always doing something. So the regular schedule has always been Monday, Thursday, Saturdays, and Sundays. We're guaranteed it's going to happen 7 p.m. on Mondays and Thursdays, 8 a.m. usually on Saturdays, 3 p.m. usually on Sundays. But as I'm picking up and getting busy, a lot more busier, I should say, some stuff we're having to schedule, or I'm having to step out. Like today, where you're usually on at 3 p.m. I'm not going to be on the air. I've got to leave here shortly and go to Orlando. I'm calling a live show that'll be on the Establishment Wrestling tonight on their YouTube page. I think it's bell time's at 5 p.m. So I'll be live there. You can hear me calling their show. I think it's Wreck the Halls Rewrapped. So that's a thing tonight. But usually we would be on the air. And I've got a lot of conversations coming up. You just have to tune into the social media. It's at CCP_podcasting. There's a lot, man. Just a lot. It's hard for me to say everything. Let me pull up my schedule. You want a rundown? I can give you a rundown. Hang on.
Sure. Let's have a quick rundown.
Okay, here we go. On the 14th, I've got a Beyond the Bell with Chris Angel. I believe he's over in the UK. We got Mr. Holloway. Gold Gauge is on the 17th. Now, in between there's obviously a Monday or a Tuesday, so there's always live streams there. Chris Chaos debuts with the Lone Star Showcase on the 19th of December. That's going to be our first show for us diving specifically into the Texas independent wrestling scene. And that's going to be a good one because Chris Chaos is local to Texas in the Texas market. Fantastic dude. We've had him on Wrestling Jeopardy several times. He actually, I think, we beat him. Alex Bryant and I, we beat him. On the 20th, here's something that's going to be really cool. Victor Walker, he's up from Virginia, is going to be on for a watch party for, we're going back to Ring of Honor from a Dayton show. I think it's a 5 or something like that. 5 Dayton or something like that. Live 5 Dayton. It's a 3-hour show, but it's old school Ring of Honor. Samoa Joe and Davey Richards is on that show. We got Coach K on the 21st. I got Aries Alexander also on the 21st, and then I'm out of town for a week, brother. So that's what it's running down and what it's looking like. But there's all kinds of live shows in between. And prepping for Chapter 2, January 31st. Are you coming?
I
put you on the spot.
I'm a definite maybe. I should have a better handle on whether I'm going to be able to make it. Hopefully within the next week or so. I'm definitely hoping to be down there for it.
Well, I got to give you. I got to tell you something. So I did have the unfortunate pleasure of having to talk to Matthew Ennis the other night, and he wanted me to pass along a stern F you. He didn't say F you. He said the letters F and the letters U is all he said in relation to sponsorships of Max Danziger and G4 for Chapter 2. So do you want to, I can break a little news here.
Well, like I said, I've got a little something for Mr. Ennis in the form of G4.
Well, that's right. I told old Matthew Ennis that I had a big surprise for him when Chapter 1 went off the air. And of course, that big surprise is my man from Southern California, from Primal Pro Wrestling. The big undeniable G4 and Matthew Ennis will happen one-on-one at Chapter 2 in Orlando. CCPPodcasting.com is where you can get your tickets. They are definitely on sale. And I'm gonna hold on that one. But I have big news for Chapter 3. But I just let me talk that over with my team first. But Southern California,
all things in good time.
Get ready. There's a big thing happening. That's Good Vibrations Chapter 3. And that is in Southern California in March. We're coming your way. So if you have any audience members out in SoCal, you can get tickets too at ccppodcasting.com for that show in Chatsworth. It's going to be fun, and you going to want to be there.
Well, as far as what we've got coming up on the Throwdown.
Yes.
Today.
Yes.
The graphic is actually a little bit out of date. The graphic says 2 p.m. Eastern. It's actually going to be 3 p.m. We had to bump it back an hour. I had something unexpected come up, but 3 p.m. Eastern, which is 8 p.m. UK time today. I'm going to be sitting down with Big Deal Dante, and I know he's definitely a big deal. He and Mr. Cardia had an encounter recently, and I'm interested to get Dante's perspective on the whole thing. So that's going to be an interesting topic, as well as just picking his brain and getting his views on the indie scene in the UK, which is just thriving.
You know what I see here?
What do you see?
See, when I talked to Big Deal Dante, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks ago, he was a junior heavyweight champion. There was a belt on his shoulder. And I believe, if memory serves, that's right. Martin Cardia just won that championship, that very championship, that junior heavyweight championship not too long ago. And I was not contractually obligated to say that.
Yeah, I actually had Mr. Cardia on the day after he won the belt. So
that's great. Perfect timing.
Absolutely. And then on Tuesday, the 16th, 7 p.m. Eastern, which is my normal time, I've got episode 183 with Texas-based CJ Flores. Definitely looking forward to having him on. And then Thursday, I guess it's the 18th. Yeah, the 18th. Yep. I've got you had mentioned you've got Aries Alexander coming up. I have him as well, another Texas guy, and being a native Texan myself, I've got a soft spot in my heart for Texas wrestling.
I love it, man. I love it. I love seeing all these guys getting out here across all the platforms. So I gotta tell everybody, you gotta cross-pollinate. You gotta get out there and cross-pollinate your audience. Get out there and introduce yourself to new people. We do it every day and are going to continue to do it moving forward. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. Obviously, tonight with John Cena's last match and the entire show, I will probably have to catch it on replay because I'm calling action from 5 to 7-ish and driving 2 hours back home after that. So it's gonna be a wild ride, man. I'm looking forward to the independent scene and of course, obviously, as we grow across our platforms. We're looking forward to having Justin on and getting hopefully hitting the buckles on so we can have a big roundtable discussion.
Absolutely. Well, hey, brother, safe travels.
Yes, sir.
And we will talk soon. And be sure to hop back on at 3 today for me and Big Deal Dante. And until then, y'all be good to each other. We'll